Today, we're going to talk about one meal that cleans your arteries. And it's actually not a meal at all. It's something that you add to your meal that makes a huge difference. Now, when I talk about cleaning your arteries, I'm talking about removing plaque. Plaque is like this gunk that builds up inside your arteries, which can cause a blockage in your arteries and even a heart attack or a stroke. Well, guess what? You don't need to go on a statin drug to reduce your risk of getting a heart attack or a stroke, because there are natural things that you can do to remove this plaque from your arteries. But here's the problem. Most doctors don't teach you this. They don't have time. They're in a medical dictatorship where they only have 15 minutes to spend with you. And unfortunately, most of the medical profession has been bought off by the pharmaceutical industry. So they don't want to upset the apple cart. They don't want to rock the boat. They just want to keep everything nice and neat and tidy, so they don't get sued. So they're not going to really tell you about this stuff, but you are going to learn it today, okay? Now, let me kind of explain the mechanism of how this plaque gets started. When you eat refined foods, especially like sugar and flour, okay? So you have bread, pasta, pizza, cereal, crackers, waffles, pancakes, sodas, juice, muffins, biscuits, muffins, sodas, fruit juice, donuts, cupcakes, milk. Now, when you consume these types of foods, the body starts to become inflamed. There's this immune reaction that happens where this antibody called IgM starts to develop against your own tissues. And so now we have inflammation in the arteries, and we have this immune reaction happening because we're re-eating the wrong foods. Well, when that happens, there's an interaction between that antibody and this lipoprotein called LDL. And this LDL is made out of cholesterol. So when these two things interact, it becomes oxidized LDL, which then creates more inflammation and triggers more immune reactions. And this cycle keeps going over and over and over again, which creates this plaque. And this plaque is mostly made up of cholesterol, but it's also made up of calcium, sometimes a little bit of iron and other minerals, as well as some protein. But the point here is that you can reduce this plaque by reducing the oxidation and inflammation in the arteries. And this is where the one food comes into play. I'm going to share with you in just a minute. But first, let me explain why plaque even forms in the first place. As you may already know, your artery walls have a certain amount of damage from whatever you're eating. Whether it's sugar or flour or seed oils or just eating the wrong foods, the endothelial layer of the artery wall gets damaged, and that exposes the collagen underneath. Now the body sees this collagen as a foreign invader, so it starts to attack it. And part of that immune response is to coat that collagen with calcium, which then forms this plaque. So what you need to know is that plaque starts out soft. It's like a pimple, and it's full of cholesterol. And if you do nothing about it, that cholesterol fills up with calcium and it hardens. And then you have a blockage. And this is what happens in a heart attack and a stroke. So what do you do to stop this cycle? Well, number one, change your diet. Start eating healthy foods, okay, like vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, meats, fish, seafood. Avoid the junk foods, the sugar, the flour, the refined foods. That's number one. Number two, start consuming healthy fats like omega-3 fatty acids. And this includes cod liver oil, fish oils, as well as consuming a lot of vegetables, especially leafy greens and cruciferous vegetables. These foods are rich in chlorophyll, which will help remove heavy metals from your body, including mercury, lead, arsenic, aluminum, etc. And these heavy metals tend to collect in your arteries, and they can also form plaque. Chlorophyll is very effective at extracting these heavy metals and getting them out of your body. There's another very important nutrient that I want to talk about. That is vitamin D. If you take vitamin D3, not D2, D3, minimally $10,000 IUs per day, okay? You can take more. Now, the one food that I was going to recommend is turmeric. Turmeric is a compound called curcumin. Curcumin has been shown to suppress the formation of plaque by 1, reducing inflammation, and 2, reducing the immune reaction, that immune response that occurs when you're eating the wrong foods. And so turmeric is great at reducing this entire cycle that causes plaque. So what you would do is you would just put turmeric into your food. You can put it on chicken, you can put it on beef, you can put it on fish, you can put it on vegetables. You can add it to smoothies. You can add it to golden milk, whatever you want to do. And then the last thing I'm going to recommend is vitamin B3, niacin. Niacin has been proven to greatly reduce plaque as well as improve overall cholesterol levels. Now the key with niacin is you want to take the type of niacin that produces the flush, okay? You don't want the no-flesh version. And I would recommend taking 500 milligrams 3 to 6 times a day depending upon how bad your cholesterol levels are. So if they're really bad, you might want to take the 500 milligrams 3 times a day. If they're not that bad, maybe just once or twice a day. And you can work your way down as your cholesterol improves. But niacin is very, very good at reducing plaque as well as improving the ratios of the lipids, the fats that are in your blood. So those are the things you can do to reduce plaque naturally, which is very, very important to reduce your risk of getting a heart attack or a stroke. So now you know what to do. All right, thanks for watching. Hey, before you go, if you're benefiting from any of my content, I would love to hear about your success story.